Yo, what up? What up? Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Ablakk in the building. Yes, I am in the building. Just coming to you live and direct, giving you an Ablakk Thought, not a storm warning joint. You know what I'm saying? That would mean my brother. But we will be coming. We will be coming with a Ablakk Thought joint. A storm warning joint. Probably later on next week. For the Louisville game. We'll be coming back on to talk about the Florida State game and the upcoming game against Louisville. Now, I ain't going to be long tonight, but I'm definitely going to be strong. So that basically, it's coming through. Just want to talk a little bit, vibe with me for a minute, everybody. A few things I want to discuss. First of all, I want to give my condolences and my prayers out to the Lacey family. That was a tragedy. Kyron Lacey was a hell of a football player and was trying to live out his dream and make it to the league. Unfortunately, the young man unalived himself, and he did so thinking that he was guilty of a crime. But now evidence is coming out that the young man was innocent, like he said he was, and was nowhere near the accident. And it's definitely unfortunate that you got people still today, officers today, that are still trying to derail and, lock up brothers unjustly. And it's a shame. And I wish a lot of these publications, sports publications, have the same energy defending him and going after that crooked cop as much as they did when they thought he was guilty of the crime, of the accident. Have that same energy. Give that man his just due, and his family, and his family deserves an apology from all these sports outlets that drag the young man's name through the dirt. So once again, I want to give shouts, my prayers out to the family. My prayers definitely out to the family. And I send one up to Brother Lacey. All right. Now, in my comment section, you will see a GoFundMe. That's from my sons. If all of y'all know, there was a video of myself and my son that went super duper quadruple platinum diamond status this summer. And my thing is, and that was due to all of y'all, right? That's due to all of you guys showing much love, much support, sharing the video, liking the video. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm coming, family. I'm coming. I'm just getting in. It's been a long day. Brother got to get some nutrition. I got to get some nutrition. You feel me? In the words of Huey P. Newton, y'all ever saw the movie Panther? And you're like, eat up. Get your nutrition. Get your nutrition. All right, I'm back like I never left. I never left because I'm back. Shout out to Wingo. That's one of his crazy sayings. So, no, like I was saying, and the video went viral, and that's due to all of you guys pushing and sharing the video. And I would like for you guys to continue to push and share that video, because honestly, I think it's something that needs to be spread. I think it's something that doesn't need to ever die down. You know what I'm saying? And it was for a good cause. It was a great message. You know what I'm saying? And something that's, it could stand the test of time. It could stand the test of time. You know, we got a lot of things going on in this world, you know, and it's coming from just a normal guy. I'm a normal cat. You know, I ain't no professional athlete. You know, I ain't doing things for clicks and likes and stuff like that. You know, that was genuine. That was from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And it was an organic moment. You know what I'm saying? It was an organic moment between father and son. Like I said, I didn't know it was being captured, but I'm glad that it did get captured, and I'm glad that the world could see it, because it's been seen all over the world. And it allowed me and my son to get flown out to LA and be on a talk show. I can't give you the name of the talk show, but I can give you all of that on the 15th of this month. And also the show will be airing on the 16th of this month. But once again, the GoFundMe is in there, man. If you can give $1, give $1. If you give $2, give $2. You know what I'm saying? Anything will help the cause, just to support my young kings, to continue, you know, to get the things that they need to be successful. And it's been humbling, you know what I'm saying? It's been humbling, because I never thought that moment will reach as many people as it has. I had several grown men, hitting me in my DMs on Instagram, telling me, you know, their situation, that they didn't have a father, or their father was there but wasn't there. And my message hit them and resonated with them so much that it changed their outlook of when they become a father, have a son, that they want to be like myself, or they was dealing with trauma. And I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? And as men, we got to be able to talk amongst each other when we're not having a bad day. Because trust me, man, it's hard. We all we got, you know what I mean? And just hearing that makes me feel good, you know, or just women coming through telling me I'm their child's new uncle and stuff like that. All that stuff means good, man. It means the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, and I'm just truly blessed, man. I don't have much, you know what I'm saying? I don't have much. I ain't no rich dude. I don't got much dough. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping my head above water. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like I'm drowning, but luckily I can swim. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the rare brothers that could swim. You know, I got the survival skill down pat. What's up, Kane Juice? What's up, Sterling? My man Negus, what's happening? So yeah, man, my son, you know, both my sons, man, they appreciate it. They definitely appreciate the love. And guess what? I'll be doing it again next year. You know, same message to the degree, just a different son this time. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta grab our sons and hold them tight. You know what I'm saying? And let them know, like, yo, we always gonna be there for you. You know what I'm saying? We always gonna be there for you, and we always gonna advocate for you, and that's important for us as black men and having black children, especially our boys. You know what I'm saying? Especially our boys, because a lot of times our boys get overlooked. And I may come back to that a little later. I want to get into a little football stuff real quick. You know, our Canes are doing great, doing very well. But everybody knows I'm a realist. I'm always going to keep it 100. Whether I'm talking about young men from the tri-state area, that's Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, right? Philly, you know what I mean? Parts of Delaware. I'm always going to keep it 100. Or if I'm talking about young men in the DMV, right? If they nice, they nice. If they not nice, I'm going to tell you they not nice. If they need some things to work on, I'm going to tell you that. Even here in Charlotte, I'm going to tell you, like, yo, he this, but he could be that. Or nah, he ain't this. You know what I'm saying? I'm always keep it real. I'm never going to be a homer just because it's never going to serve that child or that player, that young man, any purpose if I sugarcoat things and I don't keep it straight, or if I try to push a false narrative, right? But I'm starting to see that when it comes to the backyard player in Miami. You know, people who know these young men, they push a false narrative, and sometimes they know why certain players aren't playing, but they're not going to say it. They're going to push it off on somebody else. Oh, it's the coach's fault. Oh, the coach is doing this. Or, like, no, you know exactly why a young man isn't playing, because a young man isn't doing this or he's doing that, which is preventing him from getting on that field. But behind closed doors, you cats who y'all don't even know, y'all don't even play football, y'all don't even know the game. But you'll sit there and say, yeah, it's there we go again. You know, it's the coach and all this other stuff. Like, chill, man. Like, y'all ain't really Kane fans if you're going to spew negative and false information when you have the correct information. You got the right information on why certain players may not be playing, but you don't want to say it because it ain't going to fit your narrative, right? It's not going to fit your narrative. So that's why you're not going to say it, which is wrong, you're dead wrong for that. And you just doing it. Sometimes people forget why they started doing this YouTube thing and covering the Canes. Sometimes people forgot why they started, because they brand got real big and now they feel they're bigger than the brand or they're bigger than the university. Give me a second. Hold that thought. So like I was saying, some of these cats think they're bigger than the brand or bigger than the university, and it's all about clicks, money, and, you know, and stuff like that. And they forgot why they started this. It was organic because it was truly about the grassroots. It was about the children. It was about the children. It was about the athletes, these young men. Now it's not about the young men. It's more about their narrative and building their brand and spreading a false narrative on certain things. Like, yo, for me, I'm never going to forget, for one, why I started this, two, where I come from. I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to be black, period. You know what I'm saying? If the players is on, they on. If they wrong, they wrong. And I'm going to call them on it. If they right, they right. When they wrong, they wrong. I'm with you when you right, but I'm going to correct you when you wrong. I ain't going to push no false narrative to make you look good when you really not. If you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. So if you ain't playing, it's because you're still doing the things that's preventing you from getting on the field. And the cats who say they ride with you, that's not riding with you. Having a bunch of yes men or pushing a false narrative when you know the truth. You know why certain players aren't playing, but you got an agenda to push. I get it. You cats got an agenda to push. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Like, it's cool. Y'all want to push the agenda. You want to follow the Canes. You know what I'm saying? A couple of you cats ain't never put a lid on in your life. You ain't never put that lid on in your life. So you don't know what it's like to be in the heat of the battle, to be in that huddle. But you covering a team and y'all talking football like you know. Like you really know this game and you don't. But you pushing a false narrative on the university and on the coaches because of what? Do you think you're helping the young man out? No, you're not. Especially when you know the truth. Especially when you know the truth of why certain players aren't hitting the field. You go? Yeah. All right. Hey, I'll call you. All right. You know, and you know the truth. But yet and still, you know, knowing the truth and telling the truth, two different things. Knowing and telling is two different things. You ain't going to tell the truth because it doesn't fit your agenda, right? It doesn't fit your platform. It doesn't fit for you to get likes and hits and and super chats and cash apps and all that other bullshit, right? That's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you want to spew all this negative, false information on the program or the coach of why your favorite player ain't playing. Well, won't you tell your favorite player maybe to change their practice habits or change the people they hang out with off the field? Stop doing the things that you're doing that's preventing you from getting on the field or preventing you to be losing favor with the coach. The coaches don't trust you. Talk about that. Keep it 100. You're supposed to be men. You're supposed to be men. And as a man, our job is to be makers of men. If you are an influence in these young men's lives, no matter where they're from, you're supposed to make sure they do better because they know better, so they should be doing better. But yet and still, I'm wondering, who's the child and who's the adult? Because some of you cats act like children that have all these shows and podcasts and shit like that. That's right there in the backyard who knows the truth, but you ain't gonna tell it. You ain't gonna spit it. Like anybody who knows me, and when they ask me about a player from the DMV, right, from where I moved from, where I lived for over 20 years, I gave them the 100% truth. For instance, when Nick Harbor was being recruited, right, #1 athlete in the country, it was funny how cats in the Discord, right, in the Discord, how cats in the Discord, in Flo's Discord, right? So y'all know, it was funny how some cats in that Discord was trying to tell me what Nick Harbor was and wasn't. When my son went to the same school, played on the same football team, was on the same track team, I was at practice every day. I saw Nick Harbor every day for 2 years. So I knew what he was good at. I knew I knew what he was strong at. I knew what he was weak at. You know what I'm saying? I knew what he was so at. I knew his game. But you had people who's never been to a game, probably ain't never been to DC, telling me what Nick is and isn't. Like, where we do that at? That's like me watching one game and telling y'all, well, Jeremiah Smith isn't this, or Jeremiah Smith is that, opposed to somebody who lives in South Florida and sees him every day. Y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy, like, bro, you ain't even down here. How can you speak on a player, on his weaknesses, strengths, or whatever, and you don't see him every day? Doesn't make sense, right? It's crazy, right? Exactly. But I've always kept it a buck with people when they ask me about certain players. When they ask me about Dylan Stewart, and I used to tell them about Dylan Stewart. I seen him play several times and up and close in person when they played my son's team and how he took over the game. I told everybody what he was and what he was gonna be. And when he went to South Carolina, everything I said he was gonna be, he was. And I said about other players, what they need to work on. When I got here and we recruiting in Miami, we recruited certain players. I told them about that player. I always keep it a buck. I'm always gonna be honest. That's me. I'm always gonna be honest no matter what. But I know, and I'm never gonna push a false narrative on this program because I love it so much, right? I'm never gonna put a false narrative, on Coach Cristobal or any of the other coaches. I'm not going to do that, right? Just to fit a narrative, just so I can feel good. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't have no minions that listen to every word I say and I could be dead wrong and they still agree with me. I don't have those. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a grown man and you don't have your own opinion and your opinion is the person who's giving you the information, your opinion is his opinion, then damn, are you a man? Are you a grown man or are you a damn child? Sound like a child to me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got your own opinion, like real talk. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it don't sound right. You're like, that don't sound like coach. Like, yeah, I got to look into that a little more. But that's what's going on. You got these dudes that's covering the team, and it's like, yo, they want to sabotage the program for what? Then why cover the team? Why cover the team if that's what you want to do? Like, why cover the team if that's what you want to do? If that's what you about, why are you covering the team? For what? If you ain't gonna call it straight. If you ain't gonna call a spade, yo, what up, Cane Juice? Like, if you ain't gonna call a spade, why are you covering the team? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing that? It's like man, it's like sometimes, like I said, when you first start out, you humble and you hungry, and you want to be right more than you want to be first. So you want to make sure your information is spot on before you put anything out. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to make yourself look bad, and you don't want to do anything that's going to make the program look bad in the eyes of young men that's potentially looking to come to the university. So you want to make sure everything is on the up and up, right? You want to make sure everything is good. But as your platforms grow, and as you grow, and your name grows, and now, you know, you kind of big, and everybody recognize you, now you don't care about the product so much. You know what I'm saying? You don't care about the product, you know what I'm saying? Too much. You care about the netto. You know what I'm saying? The benefit. The product is like whatever, long as you getting a return on the product because you feel you got humble and loyal supporters. So no matter what you say, they're gonna believe you, right? They're gonna believe it. But you know the truth. But for some odd reason, why are you afraid to put the truth out? Do you feel your followers will stop following you because it's not juicy enough? It's not juicy, it's boring. The truth is the truth, man. The truth hurts. Say it. You know what I'm saying? Say it. Let it be known. And then go talk to them young men that y'all supposedly have such a great relationship and such a great rapport with. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to them. Call them up or pull them to the side one-on-one. Have that conversation with them. Have that real heart-to-heart talk with them, that tough love. Tell them, like, yo, you got to get your act together. Get your shit right. Since y'all know them so much, y'all got this great relationship with these young men. And if you do, you should be able to go talk to them straight up and without them getting in their feelings and them understanding where you're coming from, that it's coming from a good place. But a lot of you can't because a lot of you ain't authentic, bro. A lot of you guys, y'all lack that authenticity, B. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lack that authenticity. You know what I'm saying? It's about the dollar with y'all and the hype and just getting information just to put it out so people can follow you and you get paid. That's what it's about. And it shouldn't be about that when we're talking about young men's lives. And they're in a position not just to change their life, but to change their family life. And if your words of wisdom can save a brother or two, then why aren't you doing it? And maybe some of you are. And maybe some of you aren't. From the narrative that you're pushing when you know the truth and you ain't saying it. And you're not saying the truth. Shame on you. Shame on you. Especially if you're a brother. Shame on you. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I've entertained a lot of people. I've entertained a lot of people since I've been doing this YouTube thing and stuff like that, you know. Found out some people I was entertaining were racist, you know. Which, you know, not surprised, you know. Found out some people are fake. Found out some people was dissing me behind my back and talking about my sons. It's all good. But they won't come over to the Discord and they won't come over to the Discord and talk to me about it, they won't come and holler at me about nothing because they know if you come, you better come correct. You better come humbled. But they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. They may come for other people. They ain't going to come to Black, though. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm here. I'm mastering. I'm mastering the art of humbleness right now. I'm mastering the art of humbleness and peace right now. You know, and some of you be like, Black, how can you do that when you just say like, yo, Cats was, you know, you was entertaining the racist? I didn't know he was racist until some information came out. Or how can you be humble when cats are talking about you behind your back and talking about your sons or whatever, or, you know, things like that? Because it's hearsay. Because that individual won't say it while I'm around. So it's hearsay, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control of my emotions. You see, no one has a battery in my back. You know, I think my own thoughts. And I think that was a problem for some people, that they couldn't control me. Right? But y'all, I met a lot of great people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cool folk that I'm tight with still. You know what I mean? And like I said, I was just in Cali. I finally met up with my guy Max. You know what I'm saying? Finally met Max face to face and Pops. You know what I'm saying? His Pops, great individuals, great. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Pops is who he is. He's chill guy. You know, and Max is my guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. You know, I met a bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? You know, from Goose to Freddie to freaking Wingo, Niggas, Pay. You know what I'm saying? Sniper, Goon. You know what I mean? My brother Joe right there who got me to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? But he should have told me to go to Huff instead. But that's neither here nor there. But you know, who else? I'm Tyler. I'm Al. You know, it's just a bunch of dudes. I'm probably, if I forget you, don't Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? My man, my little bro B-Dot, Rasta. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of good dudes, man. Met a bunch of good dudes. You know what I mean? Jeff. You know, McCoy. A bunch of good dudes. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of good dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I met more good than bad, right? You know what I'm saying? In this thing. You know. All right, bro. Bet. That's a bet. That's a bet, fam. You know, but yeah, man, a bunch of dudes, you know what I'm saying? And you know, if I'm forgetting this, you know what I'm saying, blame it on the mind, not the heart. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, Black, I love my man Robert, you know what I'm saying? Who else? I'm trying to Dave. You know, it's too many. It's too many of you fools to remember. Oh, DK, Nico, you know what I'm saying? That wild bunch, 305, you know. Yeah, man. You know, the Mouth Meat crew. You know how we do. So, yeah, man. But, you know, it's just a shame that, stop, Zulu. It's just a shame when you know the real deal, right? You know the real deal, but you're not talking about it. You're telling some false stuff to fit a certain narrative that you're trying to fit, and it's not cool. It's just not cool because maybe this player is your favorite player, right? You know, your favorite player, or this player is from South Florida, so you know you gotta stick up for the South Florida dude. Like, yeah, I'm gonna bang the table for the South Florida dude. Why isn't he playing? And you know why some of these cats ain't playing, but you not telling it. So you gonna make up your own shit and tell some false and some lie to make the coaches look bad. Like, stop that, yo. Stop it. But like I said, it's always the cats who ain't never went through no tour days, who ain't never got their head cracked. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Never put no lid on, but sit up here week in, week out and talk about what they see on the field. Like, you don't know what the hell you seeing. Shut up. You don't know what the hell you seeing. You getting information probably from somebody else that played the game and telling you what they see, and you regurgitating what they told you because you don't know jack shit. Sick of these posers, bro. Bunch of posers, man. Bunch of posers. But I'm realizing though, like I watch a lot of things on social media, like shit that gets blown up and like pushed out there and get thousands of views, right? Thousands of views. I was surprised when my video with my son got as many hits as it did, and I'm humble and I'm gracious and I love it. Go sit. And I love it. Everything that everybody has done. Keep sharing, liking, tagging, posting. Let's keep that thing going. Let's get 50 million views and 25 million likes, because that's a message that needs to stay. You know, we are present. Black fathers are present. And we here to stay. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, hashtag protect the king. That's what we have to do. So it's organic, bro. I'm always be honest as I can. I'm always gonna keep it 100 with everybody. I'm always gonna keep it 100 with myself. And if some people don't like me for it, fucking tough. That's their problem. That's their problem. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't scratch my head unless it itches. I don't dance unless I hear music. Period. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't go along to get along. Remember that. I don't ever go along to get along. And sometimes don't take my silence. Don't take my silence as a weakness. I'm silent because I'm studying. I'm analyzing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, that moment with my son though, I loved it. It was cool. You know, it was tough though. You know what I'm saying? It's still been an adjustment for me adjusting to him not being here every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, my younger son is still here. You know what I mean? And he's still doing his thing. And we got a game tomorrow night against Independence. So he got to get that. But, you know, it's been an adjustment with my oldest boy not here. He in school doing it, you know, doing his thing, making his way, you know, turning some heads. So, you know, you know, everything is on the up and up. But, you know, like I said, in the chat, you know, like I said, there's a GoFundMe for my sons. If you guys want to support, if you want to give $2 is cool. If you want to give $1, give $1. Every cent counts. If you want to give 75 cents, give that. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. My Cash App is right there too, Ablakk21, to help grow the channel. Like I said, we're gonna be working on some storm warning merch. I'm also working on some Protect the King merch, and you always have a move merch. We already got a web page. It's in the works. We already got the domain names and stuff like that, so that's in the works because it's something that needs to stay. You know, it's not a feel good moment for the moment. It didn't fizzle out. Like, nah, we're gonna keep this flame going because it's important. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, bro. It really is, bro. You already know. But we got to keep this flame going. You know, the momentum is there. So we just got to keep this thing going because it's definitely important and it's definitely needed. But I'm super proud of my sons, both of them. You know, I'm super proud of them. You know, and I got a stepdaughter from when I was married, but I'm not married anymore. And I'm super proud of her. She's a grown woman doing her thing. But I'm proud of all of them, you know. Proud of the young men on this football team. You know what I'm saying? They went to work this summer and in the fall. And all their hard work is paying dividends. You can see it on the field, you know. And I like the fact that Coach Mario said he ain't pleased yet. He ain't happy with that victory. He want more. And I'm happy and I believe him. But Coach Cristobal said this in his introductory press conference, what he expects his Miami Hurricane team to look like. And it's starting to look like that. What a Hurricane team should look like, should stand for, should play like. And they definitely holding up to that standard. And Heatherman was definitely a great fit for the team, along with Coach D. Lou and Coach Will Harris and Coach Etheridge. Yeah, great additions to the staff and everybody else. And they got these boys humming. You know what I'm saying? They got them hunting. And we're gonna keep hunting. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep hunting. And just that mentality, you know, that old dog men go to work type mentality. And when it's all said and done, I expect to see my boys right here in Charlotte in December playing for that ACC championship game, getting ready to go to the playoffs and go shake something up for real. Shake them up, shake them up, shake them up, shake them. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody expect us to be where we are. And when we get to where we need to be, ain't nobody expected us to be there either. So, hey, man, it's always good to be the underdog sometimes. And you sneak up on cats when they don't see you coming. You know what I'm saying? But now they kind of see us coming. We're number 2 in the country. So, you know, are we the hunted, or are we still the hunters? Could be a little bit of both, but I still side where we're still the hunters. We still hunting. You know, we still hunting. Oh yeah, we outside. Oh yeah, we definitely outside, bro. But yeah, we definitely hunting. We definitely hunting and keep that edge. You feel me? We gonna keep that edge. We ain't gonna feel like we made it or we arrived. You know, we gonna keep that hunger and we gonna keep bringing that thunder to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, who this be? So with that being said, like I said, I wasn't gonna be long. I've been up for 37 minutes. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. I'm gonna try to drop one of these, you know, once or twice a week. I'm gonna try to drop these to get these algorithms back up, to get us back up, get these algorithms going. And like I said, like, subscribe, hit your post notification bell, share the video with a friend. You know, tell a cane to tell a cane to stay a cane, and always keep it 100 with the young men if you know them. You know what I'm saying? When they right, they right. You let them know you love them. When they wrong, you wrong. You give them that tough love, but you still let them know you still love them. But you just got to break foot off in their tail here and there to keep them on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about a profit. It ain't all about a profit of what you can get. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing more than what you can get when you see a young man do right. There's no greater satisfaction to me. No amount of money can replace that. So with that being said, man, I appreciate all of you. Love you. Love you to life. Hit the GoFundMe, share the GoFundMe on your social media page for me. You know what I'm saying? The Cash App to help grow the channel so we get this Storm Warning merch going. Like I said, like, subscribe, hit your post notification bell. And with that said, Ablakk is out, and it's all about that you. Mike Wervin, I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Mike, digging in them cats' tail who don't know what they talking about. Peace.